Hi, this is Andy Liu. Today I'm going to talk to you about a project that I'm proud of. It's called DormSoup. So what is DormSoup? It's a ChatGPT powered event platform. What does that mean? Well, for context, MIT students advertise events using this thing called Dorm Spam. It's basically emailing the whole student body. This is an example of a Dorm Spam, and this is an example of a Dorm Spam that contains an event. So the problem with these storm spam is that there are too many of them and they clutter up your inbox and kind of hard to see. Say, for example, if you have a gap in your schedule, what are some events that fit into that schedule? So to solve this problem, I heard this thing called ChatGPT from my NLP class. That was when GPT-4 was first released, and I figured if you put those emails and parse them using ChatGPT into time and location, we can have an event platform where we can have a calendar view of everything. So I talked to my friend and we started cooking. It's called dorm soup because spam is a type of meat, and we are stirring this meat into something that's delicious. Although people also suggested beautiful soup is a parser, and I also like that. So I did most of the front end and UI design. I did prompt engineering. I did the PM stuff. Like I designed to-dos. I asked the Fiverr people to design logos for us. And my friend did the backend and the system admin stuff. I'm going to do a live demo. So as not MIT people, you're not supposed to see this. This you can click into events and you can click on tags. Say you want to find all the free food events. You want to say, for example, like for MIT buildings, you can click into them and it'll show you an MIT map. And you can like events, you can add events to calendar, you can edit those events because I'm the admin here, and you can comment on events and see other people's comments. And you can subscribe to our Google Calendar. We have a daily newsletter that tells you what events are happening tomorrow. I think it's coming in a minute, actually. And we have quite a bit of users. Well, this week people are pretty busy, but here, um, throughout the year we have like around 2,000 users, and often we have like monthly active users 300. And for the technical people, here's our architecture. This is an old architecture. You send an email and you get it through GPT 3.5 because it's it was quite cheap, but GPT-4 was quite expensive back then. And we parse them. We parse the email into a JSON and put them into a database, and we render them on the Next.js, which is on the AWS server. So this is more specifically what we're doing. We first use GPT 3.5 to detect whether it's an event because that's cheaper. Then we use GPT-4 to detect to parse the event into a JSON. What is the time? What is the location? And for these JSONs, we make them go through a deduplication process because like a lot of clubs like to advertise event multiple times. For example, LSC, the movie club, like to advertise movies 2 weeks in advance, and the same movie might get covered 3 times, and we don't want them to clutter up our calendar. So we go make them go through a embedding using the OpenAI embedding model ADA and put them into a vector DB, and then using KN to deduplicate to find similar events. After that, we put them into GPT-4 to do some tagging because 3.5 is not smart enough for tagging. We have a two-stage process. We first ask GPT-4 to reason about each of the tags. Say this is a free food tag, this is a boba tag. These are the two tasks that students care about the most. And then there's ECS tag that cares the descriptions. What do you think? Which one is more likely? First, have an unstructured output, and then feed it into GPT-4 with a more structured output, and put them into a PostgreSQL because one pass is often not enough back then. So here are some challenges we face. For example, it cannot reliably parse into JSON, often give a misparse error. With the release of function calling that summer, we were able to have a more structured output, and later the structured output solved it once and for all. And another challenge is that it often gets the time wrong, like it messes up with a time zone issue. DormSoup is the weekly newsletter, the daily newsletter we have that tells students about tomorrow's events. And we had to specify very clearly that we are using the UTC time zone for everything. And it gets the tag wrong, like I said, so we had to use that two-stage prompting process. It has become quite a big project, premature with a lot of contributors. We even have international contributors who are non-MIT students who can't even use the website but decided to contribute, which made me pretty happy. All right. So I'm glad to tell you about DormSoup. It's a product that student loves and use and practice my skill in large language models and made me fall in love with building. Thanks.